Good morning. I don't think I should use the mic if I am audible behind you. Am I?
Yes.
Or should I? Hmm? I think I'm gifted enough. I can increase my volume if you need. Huh? It's okay? Okay. Then it's good. I'm also comfortable. So, welcome to all of you for this session. And I'm Cyril Fernandes. Basically, my work is in human rights. That's where, that's the focus of my whatever activities that I do. And within human rights, as you will agree, it encompasses everything. Human rights, animal rights, nature rights, everything. You say anything and that is all about human rights. So people see me in Goa, sometimes working in different fields, not realizing that that is basically what I'm doing is I'm promoting human rights in Goa. So sometimes they say I'm a social activist, some say I'm a heritage activist, some say that I'm an environmentalist, okay? So I accept whatever tag is given to me as long as I get to work and do whatever that I believe in. Today's talk this is the first time I'm presenting my research work in public, actually. And that is because Nilankur forced me. Otherwise, I was not interested. I didn't want to bring this in public forum at this stage, okay? This is some 25 years of research work done in Goa during my free time, because I'm not a full-time researcher. I work at Goa Shipyard. It's a public sector undertaking. And whenever I get free time, I observe things, I record things, I document things, and try to put things in my perspective, how I look at Goa. So that is the first glimpse that I'm giving you, one small section of the whole research work. And it happened because the Carmel College approached me to do this history through heritage course for them. And that's when I didn't say no to them, because I always like to work with students because they are the future for us, for the society, and they need to know what is there around them. So I started compiling and made some 7 sessions and presented it to them. So this is one session on indigenous, tribal, or religious practices in Goa. Before I start, I want to thank only one person here, especially, that's Father Michael here, for molding me into what I am. Today, whatever I am, it's because of him. At the age of 15 or 16, he picked me up, to get me trained in whatever he thought he wanted me to be. But I don't know today if he will like this session. Okay? I may upset his way of looking at the things, okay? But whatever that I am, at one stage he picked me, sent me to Bangalore. I was lucky to get trained under Father Stan, who unfortunately we lost some years back. So, and there are many others who have helped mold me into the present, whatever it is there. So, this is dedicated to him today, okay? And we start. I hope that you know what Goa is all about. Today, whatever you read in Goa, two major issues that get highlighted are one is Madhe and another is Shivaji's statues. If you read today, I look at those two issues as theft of Goa. Okay, Karnataka by both our neighbors, Karnataka stealing our waters, and Maharashtra stealing our history of Goa. I look at in that way. Okay. So sometimes my views, even in the presentation, may differ from what it is. But this is a pure science presentation, sociology at its best, and you have to accept it in that manner. No religious connotations, no inclinations. Okay. So it's just a neutral presentation given of what I see Goa is all about. For anything and everything, there is a trigger, no? Something that triggers what you want to do, right or wrong? Huh? Something happens and then you feel, okay, why should this be like this and why it is not in this manner? So this also presentation or this even study or this compilation of my work was because of a small trigger that happened in my own village, which was in this manner.
आमची शेजारी आसा तांकां आमी विचारचें उलोवपाक सुरू करूंक जाय आमी कडेन म्हणटा ना तांकां वायट दिसतलें ती आमकां वायट करतली आमी तोंड बंद करून ओग्गी आसा आमची हिंदू भाव भयणी आसा तांचे लागीं आयज आमी डायलॉग सुरू करपाक जाय विचारपाक जाय तांकां शिवाजी तुमचो देव काय तो नॅशनल हिरो जाल्यार नॅशनल हिरो आहा ताका नॅशनल हिरोच कर देव करून नाका.
How many of you have understood this? There are many, I think, foreigners here sitting who will not understand Konkani. I'm sorry, but most of the videos will be in Konkani because that's how the local people speak, you know. That's the language in which you can communicate and document it. But the trigger here is that the priest here on the altar is telling us, the Catholics, that we should talk to Hindu brothers and sisters, our neighbors, and tell them that Shivaji or any of these people are not gods. Okay? He is of the fear that today Shivaji is treated as God or worshipped as God by people. So he is telling us that we should go and talk to our neighbor and tell them he is not God, he is just a historical figure. Okay? So this triggered me because then my thought was that who will decide whom I should worship? You know? And I have a right, or people have a right to worship anything and everything which we see. And that's how now we proceed to see what Goans worship in Goa and over a historical period of time. Finding difficulty. Residing. This is basically a story about the tribal community of Goa, the original inhabitants, the indigenous community of Goa. Today you see Goa in different forms, but this, the indigenous people of Goa, the Gaudas, Kunbis, Velips of Goa, are the real inhabitants of India, not just Goa, it's India. And in Goa, it is believed that they settled here from other parts of the country, and more so from Orissa, Jharkhand, that area. Our language, Konkani, has similarity to the languages spoken in Orissa, Jharkhand, that side. So this is picture of a Kunti. Kunti is the first symbol whenever they want to start a settlement. This is the first sign of starting a settlement. They will put this wooden stick in a particular place and then build up their settlement. They will settle. And this is the original form of Gampon. Now you must have heard of Kumnidad. How many of you have heard of Kumnidads? Kumnidad is a converted version of the Gampon. Gampon is like communism. The tribal community in Goa own nothing and everything, okay? And not in individual form, but in the form of community. The whole community owns it. And this is the seats, this is the way, this is called a mand, where they would have sat and taken all decisions related to their community. So this is called the whole system. And now today the Gampon has been hijacked and taken over by other settlers, later day settlers, and converted into Kumnidad. So this is their earliest form of paying obeisance to whatever that they believe, and that is through stones. Whenever they have a settlement, they will also install this stone and they will worship it. And the stone, as they say, fatar, comes in various forms, and they give various names also. There is no one single particular name given to that stone or the fatar. So here we have Vaga fatar, tiger stone. Then we have Tari fatar. Tar is a canoe which takes you from one bank to another. So this is the Tari Fatar, and let's see what they have to say about it.
आणि महामामाची करता समाज गिरस्तात दोन दिसते तर आदान काही चिंतन तेव्हा वाटते जाण्याचे म्हणजे उपाय केलो आणि समाज गिरस्तात वाद कवितेच्यानं होईना अशी मागणी आहे.
सुडाचं मार म्हणल्यार कितें?
सुवात जीव आमचा अर्ध गांठ्यांचो
रूप कितें ताजें?
रूप बाबा ते केली
रूप कितें?
रूप ते गांठ्यांना रचून घेवलें जाता.
हांगूय म्हाका कितें दिसता एक फातर आसत तें कितें तेजें निशाण कितें?
ते फातर आदी त्रास आज मूळ हांगासर जे कोलकडी म्हणटा ते अर्दण्या तिनेशे लोक हांगा पुजा केल्या कुंगूर पेरले कोशी तेंचे गांवांत पुजा केल्या.
सो हाका तुमी देव अशें मानता? सगळे गांवचे कित्याक म्हण तुमी दिसता तो देव असो म्हणून?
देव आदीक आहा न्हू जाणट्यांनी कळ्ळो न्हू कळप तें आदी म्हाका विची घालून अशें जाल्यार आमी कितें केलां
तेजें हें केन्ना जाता? वर्सावळीचे पुजा हो
सोंसा पाणी आमी हें करता पुजा करता सकाळ पुजा करता आनी आतां श्रावणान तेजी पुजा करता.
जात्रा बी जाता?
ना
आनी कोण भटबीर आसता कोण
पुजा करता जाल्यार बरें येता अशें आतां बरें ना.
ओके हरशीं कोण करता ताजी?
ती म्हाका एक जाणट्या भाव सांगता
तुमचें नांव कितें?
म्हाजें वांगड मोठो मातोळ.
तुमी हांगाचे न्ही?
हय हय येतो बाय तिको बापूय तेच
देव बरें करूं.
If you have any questions or if you don't understand, you can keep notes and then you can ask me later. Pardon?
We couldn't understand anything.
Okay, I did try to put there, see, basically this is a stone there in the village of Shorao Island, that is worshipped as God by them. That is what I am asking him, why you worship it as God? You know, what is there? For us, our concept of God is different, what we learn in church or, Hindus through their books and all that. But here they are worshipping a stone, which is coming out from, and he says, we don't know. He says, my ancestors have worshipped it, and we continue that tradition. And he is the priest who does the worship. He has been doing it for the ages. He is the eldest now there, and he takes turn at doing the worship there. That's the thing. The earliest tribal, belief and worship we see in the anthill, which is normal in Konkani we say ruined. And this had been then called as Santer also. The locals called it Santer. And this is the original form after the stone, the original where a shape is given to their god or deity or whatever that they believe. So these are two things, and these are still existing. These are all latest photographs, and these are temples for the Santer. These are actually anthills which have grown to these sizes. There are plenty of this such. If you go to the villages, you will find them. Santeri Deol, they say. For this, it is called Santeri Deol. And then you see that slowly the original indigenous beliefs are getting converted into Hindu shrines. Okay, this is the subtle conversion that you see in Goa of the indigenous people's religious beliefs. This is the statue of Mother Goddess, megalithic in nature, is found in Kurdi. And this Betal also is another deity that is, worshipped by the indigenous people. This stone, their belief turns into now a shape, taking some shape. And that is through the mother goddess which has been carved on a laterite. And that also is stone of Betal. Betal is supposed to be their protector. Okay? Their Akhandar, they call it. And he looks after the village, their community. It is his job. And that is how they pay their reverence to him for that purpose. This mother goddess is believed to be some 5,000 to 6,000 years old. So Betal and others, you see the Mahishasur Mardini, another form of Durga now coming into Goa, along with the migrants who have then come and settled here. And they initially, even if they want to worship their deity, a form of Gumti, this form takes place in Goa over a period of time. Small, like this structures that are built. And you will find a small, this is the smallest size of Mahishasur Mardini which I discovered in Chapoli village in Kankona, and it was found inside it. Betal is always in this, of this nature and height also. I have not seen a smaller Betal anywhere. It's always twice the size of human, And how it evolved, how it got all this is, yet to be studied because it's not much to be found. And this Betal is worshipped mostly in Konkan region, only this part of India, the western part, and it's basically in Konkan. So you have some coastal areas of Maharashtra, Goa, and little bit of in Karnataka only. Nowhere else you find the worship of Betal, in India. And then it takes more forms, in the manner that you find in the Ravalnath temple in Perne. Now, Ravalnath, we had discussed, and Mr. Joe had also mentioned, is the later on form of Raulu, the person, according to him, who discovered or created the Kazans of Goa, beginning from Diwar and Sharam. And that's how the Pisa Raulu and Shana Raulu image developed and then got converted into Ravalnath. And then you have the worship of such stones that you get to see in this Ravalnath temple at Perne. And then the Sateri, the anthill, takes a turn with the influence of later day migrants, especially coming from Calcutta, into a form of Durga, which is Mahishasur Mardini. Okay? Now this is believed as Santeri. And if you see the covered image, you will not believe that this is the original image. The covered image of this you will find in Navdurga temple in Ponda Taluka. Okay? Or if you remove the saris and all the garlands, most of the deities you will find in this form. So now Sateri is changing due to human influence. And then Betal also is changing. And this is the worship that till date, now from that period of Kuridi, which is of megalithic era, till date, Betal and Santeri are still worshipped in Goa. So Betal now is changing its form. It's getting new looks, new makeup. And here in this temple, at least for every day when his feast is celebrated, once a year, you have first day Betal, then second day Betal, third day, fourth day, fifth day. So different from on each day. Okay? And this is all the influence of the later people who are now trying to change the whole image of these indigenous gods and deities to modern day thinking. Who are the people who put up their prayers or whatever that they wish, the locals want? How do they do that? So they don't have any professional priests. There are no paid priests or there are no trained priests, who undergo 13, 14 years of training or read books and all that. They are very simple people who talk directly to their gods. But there is one person who acts as a mediator, but he is not official priest. Whole day he works and then comes in the evening to do this service for his people, that of putting up a sangne. They say it is a sangne, putting up a request or something that they want, or they have a trouble, they are facing some problem, so they will talk to their god. And this is something that is, you will see being done in a Betal temple in Kola, Kanakona. So their belief is so strong, that for anything, for any decision that they wish to take for themselves or their family, they will go to their god and put this sangne to him, or they'll, sound him. And it is put, this priest will act as a mediator, or he will take a petal, flower petal, and it is put up there, and then he will tell he will talk to his deity that this person has this problem, or they have this request, or this is what he wants your advice. And if the petal falls, it is understood that it is yes. And if it doesn't fall, it is no.
All
So,
the petals will eventually fall, no?
huh?
All the petals will eventually
But
fall.
at that moment, they don't fall. So they presume that if it doesn't fall, it is no. If it falls, it is yes. Okay. If you see those petals, there are so many petals which have not fallen. Okay. So that is the belief. And even for anything and everything, even if they want to buy a scooter or a car or a flat, or they want to get married, if the girl will be good or the boy will be good or not, if they have family problems, husband and wife problem, or mother-in-law and daughter-in-law problem, or any problem, it is their God to whom they go. They don't go to any other God. The road, path to this one solution is only to their own deities that they believe in. Gadi is what they call Gadi, the oracle. In local language is called Gadi, the priest. Mostly he is from the Zalmi community. Sangne is the request, the prayer that is put up.
It's a request.
Yeah, request. Sangne. Sangop, Garane is another word. They are practicing here. So then you have some vansh or kul purush they have, who the person through whom their community must have, developed. One person who started the community, a commune, and then the others have, grown out of it. So he is also worshipped as the Mul Purush. And he plays an equal role also in advising them.
आमचे गांव जेन्ना आमी सत्यनारायण पूजा करता तेन्ना सुद्दां आमकां तेजें नांव घेवन तेजें नांव दवरचें पडटा प्रत्येक कार्याक आमकां तेजें व्हडलें नांव दवरचें पडटा पुजा करता किंवा आमी लग्न समारंभ लग्नाक हें करता तेन्ना कितें दोतोर
थंय लग्नाक पळय म्हणला न्हू ते लग्नाक एक सोयरी काडो तेन्ना सांगचो पडटा
एवढा लग्नात वेगळी सांगचे पडटा म्हणजे आमी स्वता घेता पळय लग्ना टायमार आपल्याला गुण आसता पळय लग्नाक आमी गुण पळयता पळय व्हंकलेक म्हणल्यार तेन्ना आमकां ते मेन म्हणल्यार तें आसता तितून आमी ते खंयच्या खंयच्या वंशाचो ते पळयत जाता त्या प्रमाणे तांकां सांगचें पडटा आमकां ह्या बाबा आमचो अमके अमके गोत्र हे उर्गो वंश आतां रामपूर समजा एक आहा रामपूर म्हणल्यार आजकाल आख्या उळवयचो तेणें आख्खें गांव हेका हाडलो खटावळे म्हणजे पयलीं गांव मागीर उळवय जावन कुट्टी येता तेका ते गुळी सांगलें ते देवूळ आहा पळय तो आमचो धोकेराचो वंश ताका लागून ते आतां गांव तेका मानता आख्खो उळवय गांव
This Kul Purush is their forefather, the first one who established their vanch. Okay? And beside talking to their god or requesting their god to advise them, they also ask him also for advice, especially when they want to check during marriage proposals if the bride or the groom fall within their vanch also, to belong to their vanch, and then only they settle it.
हेंच्या पळय म्हाका दिसता तुमचे वळवय गांवांत ते बाबतींत तूं म्हाका इल्ली तुजे बाबतींत आनी हे बाबतींत इल्ली म्हायती दी.
म्हजें नांव विनायक यशवंत तारी. हांव वळवयचो रहिवासी. आमच्या गांवांत एक खूब अशी देंवचार आसा ते गांवचे सांबाळ करपी. हो आमचो देंवचार मुख्य गांवचो वळवयचो तिस्कांचो देव. प्रत्यक्षात हो वळवयचो आमचो सातेरीचो गजांत लक्ष्मीचो ह्यो संरक्षण मंत्री कसो. म्हणजे कितेंय गांवांत काम करतले जाल्यार देवी बरोबर तिस्कांच्या ह्या देवाक मान आसा आनी तेजें नांव घेवपाक जाय आनी तो आमचें रक्षण करता. प्रत्यक्षात जे आमची वळवयची सीमा आहा थंय थंय रातचो तो रक्षण करता आनी ज्या तेजे ठिकाणार आहा थंय वचून तो बडी मारून जागयता आपूण आसा म्हणून. अशें प्रत्यक्षान आमकां घडलेलें आसा. आनी कांय वेळ अशे चमत्कार घडटा की आपूण आसा काय ना हें दाखोवपाक तो फुडें येता आनी जे जेवण बिवण करता पळय हात घालून सुद्दां तो मागणी करता. तेन्ना आमचे जाणट्यांनी ताका सुद्दां तेन्ना रातचे फातोडीचेर ताका मान दिल्लो आहा जेवण दिल्लें आसा आनी त्या प्रमाणे तो आपूण दाखयता सगळ्यो गांव जागो आसा आनी त्या प्रमाणे हे सगळो गांव आमी ताका मानता वळवय गांव. आनी प्रत्येक सीमा आमची आहा थंय थंय तो जागो आसा. आमी आतां पावसांत आमचें रक्षण करपाक जाय म्हणून धांद्याचें बिंद्याचें रक्षण करपाक जाय म्हणून आमी ताका आंगवण करता. आनी जेन्ना आमी जून म्हयनो येयलो काय ना जुनांत आमी ताका म्हणजे जुलय लागच्या पयलीं आमी जुनांत ताका कोंबो हांगा मान दिता कोंब्याचो बळी दिता आनी तो आमचें रक्षण करता. आनी जेन्ना पडतो आतां दिवाळी जावन आमी जेन्ना आमचे धंदे जाणटे करताले लांकडाचे व्हड्याचे तेन्ना ताका सांगूनूच आमी भायर सरताले.
So now we are talking about Devchar. Devchar is Devacho Achar actually. Nowadays in Goa, Devchar is looked at in a very negative manner. But the original thing is that he is a Devachar, God's another image. And he is supposed to be the village protector. He is supposed to be taking care of every inhabitant, everything in the village, and especially the boundaries of the village. Okay? You will, if you closely inquire with the local inhabitants in every village will have a Devchar. You have to just inquire with the local inhabitants. Where is the shim, where is the boundary of the village, and where is the sign that the Devchar is there existing. Sometimes there's a form of a human being, sometimes it's blank like this with horses in that place. So this is the place of worship of the Devchar.
Why has it become negative now?
My belief is that the church did lot of negative, changing of this one, that your gods are all Devsar, our gods are the real gods. Okay. That is a simple thing. Then there is this very interesting another form of worship to a Devi or a deity which helps solve issues like the pandemics. Now we have doctors who helped us overcome the pandemic, but earlier stages the people believe, and even now they believe, that there is a special Devi, Mariamma, who comes and can overcome and save them from any and all pandemics. Very interesting film.
But this is not from Goa, right?
This is Goa.
So, Mariamma is
Everything is in Goa.
actually from Tamil Nadu.
ही पळय एक परंपरा आयज आमी पळयता हेजे बाबतींत तुका जी नॉलेज आहा ती शेअर करूं.
ही देवी पळय येयला न्हू ती पयली एक पाशी पिडा येयला न्हू तेच पासून पयली महामारी म्हणून येयली. जी महामारी येता तेन्ना ही देवी गांवान भोंवून ते सगळे कितें कचरो दुसरें जें वायट कितें आसा ते वायट पिडा ती काडून देवीक दिता आनी ते मागीर रोखडे देवीचे हे पळय घेवन भोंवता न्हू हे आमचे देवीचो ते भायर व्हरून उडयता गांवांतली पिडा हे सगळे पयस करता हो एक विस्वास तेजो. आयज आमी कोरोना म्हणटा पयलीं महामारी म्हणून येयली. महामारीन लोक मरताले पयलीं ती पिडा करपाक ती पिडा बंद करपाक अशी देवी भोंवपा लागली एक लोकांचो विस्वास.
तुमची देवी नांव कितें?
ही महारंबा मारुंबा म्हणटा ती महामारी अशी ती महामारी ती आमी महारंबा पण महारंबा म्हणटा महारंबा ही न्हू महारंबा म्हणटा ती एक अप्सरा ती ही न्हू ही महामारी ही रोग पयस करता ती देवी.
एक सगळे वाड्या वयता मारम्मा वर्साळे वाट तांदूळ बिंदू बिंदू सोना कांदा बटाटी टमाटे एक मान एक सगळे दिले एक भुरगी जाली पायली होमा दिली लोकांनी दिली पायली वर्सावाडे किरीवाले पुरो वयता किरीवाले पिडा वयता सगळे मारम्मा परिहार करो सागरी करो वाड्यार सागरी करो वर्साळ वर्षा एक मारम्मा 4 दिवस 12 वर्षा भुरगी जाली पायली होमा दिली देवा देल्लोडी एक मारम्मा एक बाडे आसा बाडे अन्य बाडे एक मारम्मा थोड भरिना थोड भरी जाली 4-5 सुपारी दिली 4-5 सुपारी अन्य बाडे एक मारे देव मारम्मा पोकळे आसा पोकळे एक बारगी बाई दूध बंद आसा देवाक माने आसा भुरगी जाय दूध चालू आहे 40 चमचे दिली देवा देवी आई दुखता कमर दुखता पायाक भरी जाली 4 पाय दिली देवाक बेल्लोडी एक मारम्मा शिक्षकांनी मलेरी कामकोण मलेरी पायाक भरी जाली 4 पाय दिली देवा देवी शिक्षकांनी पणसवाडी पायाक भरी जाली 4 पाय दिली पणसवाडी देवी दोहरणे मारे देवी मारम्मा एक कोळीची आसा कोळची गवड्यार कोळची पायाक भरी जाली 4 पाय दिली कोळची काम जाली लोक दिली देवाक एक मारम्मा एक 2-3 जण आसा वाड्यार बसवाचे घरा बसून मारम्मा सगळी वाड्यार बसा येवार सगळी वयता पिडा वयता किरीवाली परिहार
आपल्या आधी पुन्हा माल दिला त्या कळून येतात आणि मारण करतात आमची काय इथे वरचा एकदा गावाला गाव बाहेर आम्ही सगळं काढून ती
खंयची खंयची गांवांत भोंवता तुमी
माशी पैगाणी गावडी कोतीगाव इंद्रावाड्या आंकोण पारवले मुखार मलेरी आबुंदा माटीमळा
परसभर also हेंच काम केलें गोंयांत
हांगा मुखार कावरे केला पेवणा केवणा कमळे कळंबी जांबोली
आनी अजून लोक मान दितात
हांगा
कितके दितात लोक दान कितें दितात
मीठ मिर्च सोला एक नालो टमाटी बटाटी तेल उदबत्ती पिंजारो पूरू हांगा मार मागीर पीस दे देवा पीस आसा पीस दे देवा सगळी दे देवा पुरा देवा
So this is not connected to Tamil Nadu's Mariamma. This is Mahamari is the Konkani word for pandemic. And she derives that name from that Mahamari, corrupted into Mahamari Devi. Okay? Yeah, this is all part of one belt, you know. See, yeah, they come from the Ghats.
Kannada, they will respond better to you than in Kokani.
Who?
These people.
Okay, but but that's the, you're talking of the present.
People called as Banjaras who play music and they roam around the country. So the same way.
Exactly, these people also, he comes only for 4 months in Goa, then 4 months somewhere else and all. So this belt, he covers this belt with this Devi and does his service, or people get served, the people who believe and, worship them. These are the way they offer their, dhan, as we say, to their gods. Very simple, not expensive. And this is in my own backyard, the village, where in the beginning you must have seen the priest also speaking and saying, you don't worship gods or stones or gods, It's his village and my village is the same, Shikali village. We both come from the same village. And this is what's happening in my own backyard. The 5 deities of the village.
तुमचे नाव सांग आणि आयची दिसाची महत्वाची कितें घडटा ते सांग म्हाका.
आज हो देवीचो 19 वर्धापन हो हांव हांगासरलो काळीक मनीस गांवांत जल्माक येयला आनी म्हाका हांगा देवाची सेवा करपाक कमीत 50 वर्सां मात जावन गेली. हाचें नांव हरी नारायण गावडे आणि हांव सदोदीत हांगा देवाची सेवा करीत आसता. हांगा देवाचे भजन कार्य चालू आसता. प्रत्येक शुक्राराक भजन आसता आनी भजनाक आमी येताय बी आनी ह्या देवा हांगा सर्वप्रथम नरसिंह देव आसा, मागीर सातेरी देवी आसा, मागीर ब्राह्मण आसा, मागीर चिकोलकर आसा, मागीर ग्रामपुरुश आसा. अशी हे देव पंचश्ट जावन हांगा एकवटान जमलेले आसात आनी हांगा आतां अती आनंदाची गोश्ट घडटा आनी जाताय बी. हांगा कोण वाद विवाद असल्यो गोश्टी कांयच करिना आनी करपाच्यो कोणाची हिम्मतय ना. ती मागीर देवी अच्यो भाशेचेर सगळे देव आहा ते तांकां कशें तरी थारायता. हे कमीत ते 900 वर्सांचे पयलींचे देवस्थान.
So this is a shrine in my village where there are 5 deities that are worshipped, beginning with Narsiv. You can see the stump, then Sateri Devi. Chikolkar is the Devansar, the protector. Okay. Then Gram Purush is the one who established that village there. And Brahman. A Brahman is worshipped there in the form of a snake. And they say that he is the resident deity there who moves around and takes care of whatever ills that befall them. And he is the protector, as we have seen in the earlier form of Devansar, Chikolkar.
ते आमच्या फाटल्यान पळय आहा तुजे फाटल्यान ते कितें
हो ह्या गांवचो नरसो म्हणजे अखंड साध्याकार आनी सगळी कर्म आनी तेज्या हातीन तेजे कडल्यान देवी कडल्यान मेळटा, देवी कडल्यान बाकीच्यांक हो मेन आसा. आतां दुसरो असो उलयता हांगा कोण तेज्या कन्या पदवीपणां असली गजाल कांयच करिना आनी ताका घेवंकय शकना.
हे बाबतीन म्हाका थोडी म्हायती दी.
हो हांगा बसला आनी बसोन हे हांगासर भायर कोण काराकिरी कितें कितें करता असल्यांक सगळ्यांक धांवडोवन घातली हो देव. हो देव असो सादो न्हू, हो महा खतरनाकय आसा, तितलोच बरो आसा. गांवकाऱ्या खातीर तर एकदम बरो.
देवाचें नांव कितें?
देव हेका ग्रामदेव
आनी
ग्रामपुरुश.
आनीक ग्रामपुरुश ह्या नात्यान कितें तो करता?
तो हे पळय हेच न्ही, भायर कितें गडबडी कितें घडटा ती तो पॅक करता. हो कितें करताय बी हेची
So this is how they believe in these 5 deities. And we now come back to the main deity, Sateri, from the end till it has come to this stage where you see now she's being dressed up in a sari. Some image got developed into a bronze statue in this manner, sitting on a tiger. And that is the original image now. And this is how they, you see the changing pattern. So this is how Santeri has changed over a period of time. And if you have seen Shanta Durga, you have heard of Shanta Durga? How many of you have visited Shanta Durga temple? Which is the famous one? Kavle. Okay. So Kavle is also originally Santeri only, converted into Shanta Durga. She is from the tribal place of Kelosi, shifted and then converted into Shanta, present day Shanta Durga. The original tribal deity, now mostly the upper caste of Goa worship.
Is there any reference to this that she was transferred from Kershi as a tribal deity and then?
Plenty.
Are you talking about Rui Tomish Pereira's book?
No. You see their website also, Shanta Durga website also, it's mentioned there.
What does it mention?
Santeri. And then.
Yeah, all forms of Shanta Durga are originally Santiris.
Yes.
Santiri just means Shant Eri. So it is about, there is a story in the Vedas about it, not the Vedas actually, the Puranas. So from that the name is derived.
Okay.
I can talk about it later anyway.
Yeah. So this is how the belief has developed. Yeah.
Did the tribal folk also practice casteism?
No, there is no casteism, but there are three divisions in them. Three divisions. One is the Gaudas, Kunbis, and the Zalmis or Velips. And Zalmis normally are seen as priests to do the priest work also after their labor, days of labor is completed in the fields. They normally do this work of putting up the sangne and all that. But there is no casteism as you see in the Vedic religion.
Because you mentioned that now the upper caste go to worship at Shanta.
That is a Shanta Durga. Yeah. The temples, committees and all belong to the upper caste. So this whole presentation of mine is basically something about faith.
खंयची तूं आनी अर्थ वर्स येता देवी पांय पडपाक कितली वर्सां तुका तुका
So this is what are my observations of Goa, okay? And I don't know what effect it must have had on you, but just to lighten up the whole thing, I'll show you one more small video on another ritual that is very famous. So this is Goa that you get to see in the remote areas, including Pital. You must go and watch this, image cut in stone, one of the beautiful images you'll ever get to see. Real artwork. And it's in Loliam village of Kanakona. Thank you.